Take a look at this.
Tielemans through for Iheanacho, huge chance, and he's buried it.
Just look at the vision, the weight of the pass, the absolute precision, and guess what? That exact masterclass is coming straight to Old Trafford. Out of the blue, out of absolutely nowhere, Manchester United have struck a deal that has sent shockwaves through the Premier League. Youri Tielemans is a red devil. Let that sink in for a moment. No endless 2-month transfer saga, no exhausting media circus, just pure, ruthless efficiency. Michael Carrick is a man on a mission, and his directive this summer is crystal clear. Manchester United's midfield will not be physically or tactically outplayed by anyone next season. For just £35 million, United have secured an absolute steal. Think about the market today. Think about the insane inflation. To put this into perspective, United have just brought in both Youri Tielemans and the Brazilian powerhouse Andrey Santos for a combined £85 million. That is the exact same amount that Matheus Fernandes alone would have cost the club. It is a masterclass in market navigation. That is smart recruitment. That is squad building. And if you have actually watched Aston Villa over the last 2 seasons, then you already know one thing. Youri Tielemans is one of the most underrated midfielders in Europe. This isn't the glamorous signing that gets millions of likes on social media. This is the signing that wins football matches. Let's address the elephant in the room. Youri Tielemans is not going to win a 100-meter sprint against Kyle Walker. He is not a flashy, blistering dribbler who is going to step over his way through 3 defenders. But if you have been watching Aston Villa, especially over these last 2 phenomenal seasons under Unai Emery, you know that Tielemans does not require pace to have an effect in a match. In modern football, we often get obsessed with raw athleticism. We want speed, we want power, we want engines. But football is played with the head first and the feet second. Think about how Andrea Pirlo dominated world football. Pirlo wasn't fast, he didn't press like a madman, but he was utterly devastating because he operated on a completely different cognitive wavelength than everyone else on the pitch. Tielemans possesses that exact same rare commodity, supreme composure. When the stadium is bouncing, when opponents are pressing high and hunting in packs, Tielemans doesn't panic. He is completely calm under pressure.
See, the thing about Youri Tielemans is he's one of those players that makes you feel almost like the world is slowing down. I think Cesc Fabregas was a perfect example of one of those players. Watching Tielemans makes you feel like the world is operating on slow motion at times. He's been brilliant.
He uses his body shape to shield the ball, coaxes the defender into stepping out of position, and then drops a dagger of a pass. His passing range is elite level, whether it's a 5-yard line breaking ball into the striker's feet or a sweeping 40-yard switch to the opposite winger. This is not a player arriving at Old Trafford on reputation alone. He is coming off the back of one of the best spells of his career. Tielemans was instrumental in Aston Villa's UEFA Europa League triumph, playing a decisive role throughout the competition and delivering when the stakes were at their highest. In the final, he set the tone with a brilliant opening goal as Villa ended a trophy drought that had stretched for decades. Those are the moments that separate good players from winners. When the pressure was at its peak, Tielemans didn't shrink, he took control of the game. That winning mentality is exactly what Manchester United have been missing. He isn't just another experienced midfielder, he is someone who has consistently delivered in the biggest moments. Even before Villa's European success, he had already established himself as one of the club's most influential players. He swept both the Supporters' Player of the Season and the Players' Player of the Season awards after producing an outstanding Premier League campaign, contributing goals, assists, and, most importantly, complete midfield performances week after week. His intelligence, consistency, and ability to dictate the tempo became the foundation of Unai Emery's side as Villa secured consecutive top 6 finishes and returned to the Champions League. And there is another misconception that needs to be put to bed, that Youri Tielemans is somehow a defensive weakness. That simply isn't true. He may not be the fastest midfielder in the league, but defending has never been about speed alone. The very best midfielders defend with their brains before they defend with their legs. Tielemans reads the game exceptionally well. He anticipates passes, positions himself to close off dangerous spaces, and forces opponents into making difficult decisions. His recent performances for Belgium were another reminder of that quality, as he consistently won his duels, broke up attacks, and protected the back line with intelligent positioning rather than reckless challenges. In a double pivot, those qualities are invaluable because they allow the entire team to stay compact while maintaining control of possession. So, where exactly does Youri Tielemans fit into Michael Carrick's vision? Why was the Manchester United manager so eager to bring him to Old Trafford? The answer is actually quite simple. For years, Manchester United's midfield has lacked balance. At times, the team had plenty of energy but very little control. Other times, they could keep possession but lacked the physical presence to compete against the league's strongest midfields. Too often, United were either too open defensively or too predictable in possession. Carrick has now addressed that problem by bringing together two midfielders whose qualities perfectly complement each other. Andrey Santos brings intensity, athleticism, aggression, and the ability to cover huge areas of the pitch. Tielemans brings composure, intelligence, experience, and complete control of the game's tempo. Instead of asking one player to do everything, Carrick now has two midfielders who naturally enhance each other's strengths. Tielemans in particular becomes the heartbeat of this team whenever United have the ball. He is comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, even when opponents are pressing aggressively. Rather than rushing his decisions, he stays calm, turns away from danger, and finds the progressive pass that takes several opponents out of the game. That may sound like a simple quality, but it changes everything. Instead of panicking and playing hopeful long balls, United can now build attacks with confidence. They can play through the press rather than around it. Tielemans also makes life much easier for the attacking players ahead of him. Because he is so reliable in possession, Bruno Fernandes and the forwards don't have to keep dropping deep just to receive the ball. They can stay in advanced positions where they are at their most dangerous, knowing Tielemans will find them with the right pass at the right time. He is the link between defense and attack, the player who keeps everything connected and ensures the team functions as one unit. The bottom line is this: football isn't won by collecting the biggest names or spending the most money. It is won by building a team with balance, intelligence, and players who make everyone around them better. Michael Carrick understands that better than anyone. In Youri Tielemans, he has signed a midfielder with proven Premier League quality, elite football intelligence, and the composure to control the biggest games. Sometimes, the most important signing isn't the biggest name, it's the player who changes the way a team plays. If Youri Tielemans does what he has consistently done throughout his career, Manchester United may have pulled off one of the smartest signings of the summer. As a Manchester United fan, how do you feel about the Tielemans and Andrey Santos partnership compared to spending big on Matheus Fernandes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.